right, everybody. It's Saturday. You know what that means? It is cold here in New York. I rode my bike to 343 laps this morning. I don't know, 20-something Fahrenheit. What is that in Celsius? I have no idea. Who's in the chat today? Who was first today? Looks like Ben Colts. Happy Techno Saturday. Very nice. Camel P is back. And yes, we got a special guest today, and I think it is going to be awesome. Stereo Decor. We got someone on Christian's channel. We're streaming not just to 343 Labs and my channels, but also to Christian's Facebook and YouTube. So we've got some new viewers out there. Welcome. We got Sarah. Here on 343 Labs, we got Dave Sweet Miller. Yes, what's up? The Metaphase is back. James Porch is here. Irish Flip. Josh Holiday. Another new viewer, Hidehito. What's going on? Another David. Henry D. Carvalho. Hello from Paris. It's cold there too, huh? I think it is everywhere. It's that time of year, obviously. At least in this hemisphere. If you're down in Australia, well, what are you doing awake right now? And lucky you, it's warm. We got Stephen McIntyre and Munster and Mr. T. Hey, what you talking about? Well, what's up, Mr. T? Jeff A. A lot of new names. This is great. I love it. See, this is what happens when I bring on guests. We broaden our reach. So, without further ado, let's get into the show. Welcome, everybody. This is John Selway from 343 Labs, 343 TV. This is Selway Techno Saturday. We're here almost every Saturday, right? I'm here making techno, making electro, occasionally having guests on. And, if you've watched us before, you know where we're coming from. 343 Labs is a music production school in New York City and in Berlin and online. We run in music production classes of all kinds. I do synthesis and sound design, Ableton Live classes. We're a certified Ableton school. We do Logic courses. We do composition and arranging for electronic music. We're doing a finishing music workshop today. I've got my good friend Kevin McHugh. He's been on the show. His artist name is Ambivalent. He's here teaching a mixing and mastering class right now online. There's so much going on here. So one of the big things we're doing nowadays is our 1-year program where we actually have a large number of students come in and take all of our courses and spend a whole year refining, getting better, and finishing music. Like we set goals for them to reach, so that at the end of it, you really have something to show for it. And we set you out into the world with like music that you can release, you can approach labels with, you're ready to like maybe start playing live with. So if you want to know more about what we do here at 343 Labs, please check the information in the description below. We've got links to New York and Berlin courses and our online courses. Also, I want to mention you want to join our Discord. Now, I've got something fun coming up. Before I introduce our guest, just very shortly, I've got another guest coming in February 10th. We've got a very legendary DJ and producer from here in New York, Lenny D. He runs Industrial Strength Records. He's been around since the beginning, right? He's been around since the late 80s, early 90s. An amazing producer, a really fun guy to talk to. He's got a lot of energy, says a lot of crazy stuff. I'm looking forward to hanging out, and we're doing a feedback session. We're going to do a hardcore, hard techno-oriented feedback session where you guys can submit your tracks, and we'll pick some of them and what we have time to listen to on the stream, and we'll give you feedback, constructive criticism. So I'm really looking forward to that. It's going to be really fun to kind of rave it up a little bit, bang it out a little bit with your hardcore or hard techno submissions. If you want to join in, you definitely need to join the 343 Labs Discord. There's a link below, and there's a channel in there. It's a Selway feedback channel. You want to get in there. I'm going to announce more details about it there. That's where you're going to post like SoundCloud links or whatever, wherever you have your track hosted. So that's on February 10th, and I'm really looking forward to that. But enough due diligence. Let's get into it. Let's not waste any more time, and I'll introduce my good friend and my guest today, Christian Smith. What's up, Christian? How's it going?
Hello. How's everybody? How are you?
How's everybody? They're fine, Christian. Everybody back there that behind the green screen says, "Yeah."
Good to be back here. It's been a while. It's been a couple of months since we last did this, and I really enjoyed these, totally easygoing studio sessions online.
It is easygoing, that's for sure. We just hang out and talk and have fun and make beats, right?
Yep.
So that's what we're gonna do today. Tell me, before we dive into that, like, what have you been up to lately? Let's catch up a little bit.
Well, same as always. I've been doing the same for the last 25 years, producing music and touring. I travel a lot, every weekend. But I got to say that I have all of January off, so it's really nice. No long haul travel, no flights to South America or anything like that. So I'm home now with my family, relaxing, producing tracks, and yeah, getting ready for February when the touring starts again. And yeah, like I said, same as always. It's a constant hustle. The hustle
Right.
never stops.
I left that hustle behind, as you know. I'm like a homebody. I hardly even go out anymore. I mean, I keep tabs on what's going on with music and the scene and new artists and everything. But yeah, I'm mostly here in New York with the family, teaching classes here at 343, and occasionally making music still, as from the stream. And then you and I are still doing stuff. We just put out a release recently, which I think it's doing all right.
It did pretty good. But what is cool, like Rod had,
yeah.
He played it like 30 times or something like that. So
always good to have a big DJ, blasting
it's
tracks
nice.
on a regular
It's nice.
basis. It helps keep the interest up. That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's that? Is it called A Slice? You know what I'm talking about? Where they're tracking DJ plays?
Exactly. That's the only reason why I know that he's been playing this track a lot, because he basically, every time somebody plays a track of yours, they send you an email. So Rod has been a huge fan of our tracks, and yeah, it's good.
And not every DJ is part of that program. I don't know if you guys don't know about this. The DVS1 started it, right? Like, it's a company so DJs that are touring and playing music out there can voluntarily share royalties payments with producers. Because like a lot of public performance from DJ play is not tracked officially by publishers. So a lot of upcoming producers get their tracks played and never make any money out of it. Because big DJs, and all DJs, but especially big DJs that are getting paid, right, can submit playlists to A Slice, and then any producers who've registered their music with A Slice, am I saying it right, will get like a percentage payment based on what the DJ kind of donates.
Exactly, and there's nobody like cutting off. There's no publishing company taking 50%. It's direct, so the artist actually gets paid, which is a fantastic idea. And I think not just techno DJs, but all DJs that make a living DJing, a good living, should pay part of their fees towards this, because
I think it's fair, especially for like smaller up and coming producers that maybe don't have their publishing sorted out yet. They don't have someone representing them to collect those things. So yeah, I think that's or they're just so underground, right? Like, I mean, you could get paid off of stuff you didn't even release officially. Like if you send promos or demos to a DJ and then they play it and track it, then you'll get something, right? That's sort of the ideal to reach for, I'd say.
That's cool.
And it's all in the scene. I love it.
Okay, so shall we get started?
Oh, you put your glasses on. You're down to business.
Yeah, I'm getting serious now.
Right? You look like you got some goggles on. I forgot my, I wear glasses too, so I can see the screen. My screen is blurry today, so we'll see. I have to zoom in a little bit. Like, let's go to the over the shoulder shot. Like, at least I can do this. I've got like accessibility zoom, scrolling to zoom on.
There you go. You don't need reading glasses.
Right,
you're fine with that.
It's also good when I'm presenting, so I can like focus in on what I'm doing, so the viewers can see it more clearly.
Very true.
Pretty well
Very
like that.
true.
There's already a bunch of comments and even some questions in the chat. Are you following the chat, Christian? You don't have to, but if you open
I will now.
Open it up on the 343 Labs channel, though. That's where you're going to see most of. I mean, now we got to keep track of multiple channels, right? It's kind of hard, but that's where most of the comments are. I'll try to relay anything directly to you that seems relevant. I'll try to relay to you. And there's a lot of love for you. A lot of like people saying that they love your work and they love also our music. Here's one. Kozeps is calling out our remix for David Alvarado. That's a deep cut.
Oh, I really enjoyed that one. But of course, the original is fantastic too. So
right. I think it was a good track to remix to begin with.
Exactly.
So that was cool. And then actually, I got a question here from Metaphase. He's one of my regular viewers. Is asking if I sometimes miss being out on the road. Yes and no. I like meeting new people. I like traveling to new places. I love playing music and listening to new music, and so like being a part of the culture is really important. I guess because we're all connected on social media, I can still kind of keep tabs on what's going on. I don't miss like the long flights and the like, especially like you don't have this problem too much, Christian, but like I'm sure you've had some shady promoter situations where you're like things don't get taken care of, or like, you know, you have to chase down your money or all that crap. I feel like those problems are farther away from in the past, but
they are, but they still happen.
Yeah,
they still happen.
I don't miss any of that.
Yeah,
and
no,
like,
it's shitty.
Dressing over details and flight
Yes,
bookings and all. I don't miss any of those things. Like,
well,
but I do miss being out and meeting people. I miss like going to good new restaurants in countries where I've, you know, trying out the cuisine and like getting to know people and how they live in different ways. Like all that, just what's good about travel in general, right?
yes, of course. I mean, the good thing with the job is once you're there, it's fantastic, but everything around it kind of sucks. You know, you're away from home, you're traveling like crazy. You know, it takes its toll. You know, I've done this for 25 years now, and I still like it, but I'm going to be dead honest, not as much as when I started doing it.
Well, when we were younger, you know,
exactly,
I'm getting some gray here now, you know, like I got teenage children, like it's different now.
Yeah.
That said, I'm going to try to go out here in New York soon. Radioactive Man is playing at a club here in this month, and I think I might actually, you know, Keith Tenniswood, who was in Two Lone Swordsmen with Andrew Weatherall. He plays a lot of electro and breaks and stuff, and he's been a guest on the show. And I want to go hear him DJ for once in my life. So I might actually leave the house after sunset for once.
Scary. Scary. Very scary.
Alrighty. Well, okay. Well, I was going to ask you just, you know, in terms of your label, how the label's going. You know, Tronic Records is Christian's label, and we're broadcasting to his channels now. So a lot of you out there, hopefully watching, are like already tuned into Tronic. But for my viewers and anyone else who's sort of coming into this, you know, what are you up to with Tronic Records nowadays?
The label is as strong as ever. We're focusing mostly on techno as always, right. But not really commercial techno, more like on the raw side. Mm-hmm. I would call it normal techno.
Normal techno.
Yeah, well, yeah.
That's what we're doing today, folks. It's a new it's the hottest new subgenre. It's normal techno. It's normcore, you know, techno.
No, because they have this peak. They call it peak time,
right?
And that's more EDM techno.
It's really ravey and fast and banging, which is kind of more what I was talking about the feedback session that we're going to do with Lenny D. That's more in that world, I would say, right? Not necessarily full on hardcore gabber, but just that pumping hard. Right, like ravey stuff, right? I think is what you're getting at.
Somebody asked me in the chat, am I signing any hard techno 150 plus BPM? Answer to that question, no, definitely no. No, because, you know, I just don't like this current hard techno trend where everybody thinks, oh, I'm cool, I play fast, and then they play, and then the track has like a Barbie melody in the middle of the break.
Okay, see,
to me that's not techno, you know? To me that's not techno.
At the point when they're starting to do like pop songs and pop melodies and
that's just not my thing.
Trancey chord progressions. The underlying beat and darkness might be more techno oriented, but it's definitely a departure. So yeah, I think you're not hearing any of those things on Tronic, right? You're hearing more kind of classic, pure techno.
Hypnotic or hypnotic,
but
powerful.
Not, it's like melodic, but not melodic techno, like as a genre. That's like someone talked about that recently. I think I saw some comments on Facebook or something about like melodic techno. It's techno that has harmony and melody, but not quote unquote melodic techno, I guess we could say.
I try not to make it disposable. Like so much stuff sounds the same, but hey. You know, I also make mistakes. Nobody's perfect, but I just try to do what I'm passionate about. Very simple.
No doubt. You've always been that way.
I try not to follow trends, but you know, it's inevitable sometimes.
Sometimes it's just because times change, culture changes, and we all change with it. And
true.
Every now and then, it's not like we never made any kind of minimal techno ever, right? You know, and that was a thing for a while.
Yeah.
But we can own it. We did our version of it, and I think we did a damn good job too. So why not?
Very true.
And I've always been into all styles of techno. I mean, that's another thing my viewers know, that like I cover a lot of different subgenres, and I'm not a purist. Like every now and then I like some harder bang and ravey stuff, but I also like deep, moody dub techno and more experimental stuff. And we both love electro, which is like kind of the cousin to techno, right? They're both in the same family. So, all right, that's enough. Okay. Now you know where we're coming from. We've caught up with Christian a little bit, and let's listen to what we've got here. right? So we got Christian and in my Ableton Live window. This is great. And where did we leave off here? We met up. All right. Let me tell the story a little bit. Those of you who watched last week know that I started a beat, and I kind of had an old school, like a 90s Smith & Selway techno track that Christian dug up recently and reminded me of, like, oh yeah, that was a good track. And so I kind of used that as a starting point for inspiration. And I thought, hey, let's see what Christian will think of it. And during the week, we got together just for an hour and a half or so and like added to it, changed it, added to it. So we've kind of brought it to another level. So I guess that's where we should start, is like what we did so far. And we started from the drums. I'm going to go back and... So let's hear what our groove is. Everybody hear that okay? Hear that okay, Christian?
Yep.
Nice. Sounds good in stereo?
Yep.
Excellent. So, and we have that big crunchy low tom. And I think we might be a little bit on the fence about this sound, but I think it's working. And
for now, yes.
And then ultimately, what we did, if you guys will have to go back and watch the video last week to see what it used to sound like. It was busier before. I was kind of going for a little bit more drummy, hard, groovy, tribal-y vibe with more percussion layers and call and response back and forth. So this is more jacking and straightforward now, which I think, and you tend to do that with me. Like I'll do something sort of overcomplicated and you'll be like, let's dial it back.
No, very true. I call it, when we work together, my job is often to simplify our tracks.
Yeah. I'd say so. So we're doing that, and then that doesn't mean it's making the whole track simple. Certain elements, right?
No, exactly.
So that's exactly. I knew you would do that. I knew you would come in and we'd be like changing things, and like you got to, we've got to make the art. We've always tried to agree on everything as much as possible to like go back and forth and make it a balanced production, right? Even if I'm at the controls, we're still like having equivalent musical input. Yeah. All right, so we got these beats. All right. I might need to turn my monitor down a little bit because when the music's playing, I can barely hear you talk, Christian. But let's see what else we got. We got some claps. And we got just the obligatory, right, really straightforward so far, yeah? We got some ride cymbal. All right, and that's all pretty straightforward. Then you suggested this as to like try to find like a loop or a break beat or something to add in that kind of rougher texture.
And we did.
And we did. I found this. This is. Let me see if I can even find this again. But this was. Come on now. There we go. Show in browser. It's like this old funk beat, basically, and it doesn't sound like techno at all, but just but yeah, we're speeding that up and chop. I just took a chop out of it, just a small part of that. And here, let's go ahead and take off all the effects and hear what that sounds like in context at the tempo. So, and this is something I'll do pretty commonly. Like I'll just take little bits and pieces of loops like this and layer them or cut parts out. I've got, it's like one of the fastest, easiest ways to like play with a loop is just use a volume envelope and a clip to cut out part of it. Cause like the snare was oppressive. We didn't want that. That makes it too funky, too breaky, right? We just want the hi-hats and the kick and the noise in the background. There's some like weird tones in there that get exaggerated when we put the effects on it. So that was sort of the next step is, turn that into this. And that's techno already, right? That's got the atmosphere.
We filtered out all the mids and the highs and the bottom as well. And you'll see you put a kick behind that.
Yeah, well just first with the distortion. And some EQ to cut out, to make some space, right? It's more just the noise and the high frequency stuff. And then let's hear that with the beat.
I think it's filtered down a little bit too much. Yes, exactly.
We're gonna play with it. We're gonna move it around in the arrangement.
Obviously, yes.
And then it's good drive, but I like it with the echo. It sounds bigger and atmospheric now, and it's more complex. We can do a whole track like this, just with the filter sweeping around, right?
Pretty much, that's it, right? but show them the synth stab that we came up with as well.
Oh, right. And
but turn the delay out turn the delay off down. Turn it down because otherwise it gets too busy. That's the thing with.
Just it's a rave stab. Is that
Yeah,
what you're
but
talking about?
Yep, that's it.
I like it with the delay though.
Yes, me too.
This is really like the way this track is coming together sounds like how we used to make tracks. It's like not too complicated. You know, we've got some drums, we've got a synth stab, we've got a loop, we've got some delay and some distortion. Like we've been doing this for decades now, but it still has that kind of cleaner, more modern sound overall because of the tools we're working with.
And also, I think it's really important to keep techno simple. You know, like if you do like big room melodic trancey EDM stuff, different story. But when you're going for raw techno, simplicity is the key. Big hooks and a good drive. That's super important. And I think this track, we haven't shown them the bass yet because track is still quite empty without the bass, right? The bass.
I'm gonna get rid of that loop. So we've got not a really it's okay. I'm listening to this in my headphones. How does this sound to you in terms of the low end? Like it's rumbly, but it's not very, very subby. It's kind of in the upper range of sub.
Well, play it with the kick, and then you see. You know, I think it this will work.
That's good.
Exactly.
So it's kind of a rumble, but it's not a reverby rumble kick. It's a rhythmic kind of rumble. I prefer this actually to just the reverb. It's got more groove.
Totally.
Wait, look at the MIDI.
Tell them how you did that.
Oh yeah,
I've
done this on the stream before. But yeah, for anyone...
he was basically just playing the keyboard like that with nothing and just took a few notes out and that's it.
Wait, come on.
That was really funny when he did that. I was like, fuck.
That's it. That's literally all I did. And I think I did a dub spot tutorial like this like years ago, but it was like, you know, how to make a rumble bass, and it's just random sine waves.
But again, that's the beauty of techno. There are no rules. You know, if it sounds good, who's to say it's wrong? You know, it's like.
This is good.
Yes.
Someone in the chat thinks we need to put effects on the clap. I would agree. We didn't do any. We're not done yet, right? That's going to happen at some point.
I disagree because it takes up too much space. We have too many other elements.
Well,
if anything, we should turn the clap down. Like what I've been doing in my tracks lately is like I have a clap on each kick like here, but I turn it quite low that it's audible, but it's not loud at all.
Interesting.
And it just adds energy, you know,
like that.
Yes.
Now the other thing I'm doing to make it sit in the mix better, to get the lows out, so it doesn't.
Yes,
it's kind of muddy down here. So I'm filtering it a lot. I'm like taking that away and making it a little bit brighter. That way it sounds louder at a lower volume. It's a little cleaner. I wouldn't mind putting a little reverb on this though, just a little bit, just to fill it in, to make it. That will help it separate, but not be and audible, but not also too loud. I'm not talking about a big reverb. I like using real short, tight, ambient kind of reverbs.
I'm fine with that as long as it's not like a big, long hall. You know,
like in a cathedral.
Exactly.
Like, just like that. That's perfect.
Come on, please.
No, I'm talking about this. Like,
Yeah.
something very short, and just to enhance it a little bit.
That's
Subtle.
fine. I mean,
But it makes a difference.
It does.
It makes you sound more pro. Trust me. I know.
Look, the groove is really good, huh? But
Hey,
it's busy.
We're bobbing
the
our
track
heads.
is busy.
We're vibing.
Yeah, but the track is busy. We got to be very careful now, not to
Well, that's going to
overproduce
come out
it.
in the arrangement.
Yeah, that's true. I think we can already. Do we have any other parts? I think that's it. No, we have a ride as well. Oh yeah.
Just playing around, you know.
Yes.
What do you think of that?
Yeah.
It sounds old school, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But that's what we're doing. We're riding this line between old school and modern right now. I like that.
But I was just thinking it would be nice to have another kind of hook besides the rave
this?
stuff. Something. This works, of course. And this filtered up and down. Yeah.
Oh, I almost forgot. Towards the end yesterday, when we were hanging out, I started messing around with the modulation, and it got really ravey. We have to think about this. All right, that's bad.
Yes. As long as we do it like twice in the track and very short. No.
Right.
When
but
there's when
playing
when
around
there's
with a pitch mod makes it ravey,
Yeah.
right? It makes
Yeah,
it
but-
like so we got to decide. That's a stylistic thing.
Yeah, for me it's out of tune and just messy like that. It just
You
it
liked
ma-
it more yesterday, but maybe
No,
you're
no, no,
feeling
no.
different today.
No. What you just did with the pitch bend is something that makes me want to leave the club.
Oh,
It's,
okay.
it's like it's like it's like
All right. No, I think, you know, you want to talk about what you don't like about the more hard ravey techno. It's a lot of that stuff.
no. I disagree. I mean, what you just did is something that was completely out of tune.
Well, I like that because it
rubs
makes
it-
you feel like you're getting dizzy and crazy. Like it's, you know, I see what you mean.
Yeah, no. I prefer to be musically somewhat correct, and that's something that I've actually learned from you.
So you like, yes.
Because you're very strict, you know.
About having things in key and in tune.
Yes,
but also, I've
exactly,
learned that
exactly,
sometimes it's good to
exactly.
break those rules. So, but
That's true.
I'm not going to
That's true
fight
too.
with you over the rave lead, Christian.
No, we won't fight. All good. We used to fight, but not
We
anymore.
always say that.
Not anymore.
It's our old story. I do like the idea of occasionally. No, okay, without the pitch bend, I'll get rid of that.
Yes, please. Yeah.
Just that, just playing with the envelope a little bit is good
Exactly.
enough. And then, what do you think?
That's good. That's good too. I
There's
like
a
that.
variation. There's like an alternate part.
That's very good. That's good.
Right, so we want, because it's so repetitive, so doing little tiny groove changes like that, subtle changes, makes a big difference when,
Yes, and
when it's
fills,
this repetitive. Yeah.
And fills in the arrangement. And the most important thing is to keep a track dynamic and to keep it constantly changing.
Sure.
Because the last thing you want is to have a track like this be 7-8 minutes long. These tracks need to be to the point, like 4 to 5 minutes, 5 minutes max. Because these tracks, let's be honest, they don't tell a story. You know, this is just functional dance floor techno, and that's completely fine.
Cool.
But so we don't, you know, like you and I, we've done lots of melodic stuff, and that takes time, you know, like that needs to evolve over like 5 to 8 minutes. But these tracks, I've been making them, and usually they're like 4.5 minutes now, and it's perfect. But also, the kids on the dance floor have changed from like 20 years ago, because just like EDM, same as in techno. People get bored really fast.
Yeah.
So you got to keep it dynamic and have it changing all the time.
True. Yeah, we're not going to do these like 10-minute long. I mean, we never made tracks that long, but tracks used to be longer, right?
Well, our total departure track is 12 minutes. I don't know if you know.
It takes forever to build up.
Yes.
But there's a reason for that.
Well, yeah, I played that track a couple of weeks ago, and it still tears the roof off. You know? We did a good one there.
I'm just checking out the chat to see how things are going. Campbell P he's a regular viewer. He always comes through with lots of ideas and comments. I appreciate all your ideas and comments, and we're taking them under advisement. This is funny. Eli Groove Tiger says we're like an old couple.
Yeah, but that's nothing wrong with that, right?
We are. We have that. We've been friends for so long. We know, like, we can bicker and still be fun and have a good time. And then like Acid Bat, we were talking about pitch. Acid Bat is saying he has horrible pitch and he likes out-of-tune stuff. Like, I guess some people do like that. There is a lot of techno that is inharmonic, is out of tune on purpose, and sometimes I like that. It's more underground.
There is no right or wrong.
True.
It's just not my preference.
Yeah.
That's all.
Got it. I'm just sorry. I'm trying to fix something right now with usually I can bring the comments up on the screen and I talk about it, and it's not working. I'm going to try to fix it real quick. But what were you saying?
Like John, like for example, if you have a chord progression and it's out of key, completely out of key, you would go nuts, right?
Do you have the audio on your computer, by the way? I think I can hear us talking.
Yes.
Can you mute that?
Yes.
I just noticed the comment. I think people are hearing some of the music come through like on a delay. So sorry about that, guys. It's live streaming. Things like this happen.
No, sorry, it's my mom in the background.
Oh, and that. Okay. and Christian's mom. Me. Christian's in his professional video streaming studio right now with his mom.
And she's visiting, so and she's on our YouTube and something.
I see. So it wasn't us; it was another YouTube.
That's right.
That's pretty funny. All right.
Okay.
So Danny thinks we should do a vocal hook. I don't know if we can do that. I feel like I'm not sure I want to do that in front of everybody, but that's not a bad idea. We have done that many times.
I agree. I think having not maybe like a one-word spoken vocal would be good because it's something that makes a track memorable. Because there's so many tracks out there that are like have a very I don't know don't have much identity. So it's always good to make a track that people can remember.
Yeah.
And having a vocal hook will do that. Serves that purpose,
That you do it a lot. A lot of your tracks you'll just say something.
I do. And you know what? Like I just said, I feel it's good to make something that people can remember. And not for the sense of selling more units or being more commercial. It's just for that reason.
Personality, giving it an identity, giving it something to latch into your brain besides a weird noise.
Exactly.
I just, speaking of a techno track that is instantly recognizable based on the sound, like Energy Flash, right? If you're a techno fan and someone says wah 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 wah, you know exactly what they're doing. There's a video on YouTube that just came out a few days ago of a guy like trying to recreate Energy Flash, and he did a pretty decent job. Almost got the sound, very close. And I was just saying to Christian, let's just ask Joey, what's that synth? How'd you do that? Do you think he would come on my stream if I asked him? Or does he kind of keep things low key online? I don't know.
I think, no, you should do a session with him.
I would love to have him come on, even just to have a conversation, not to do like production, but just to like talk about what he's up to and all that.
He's a really cool guy. It's like, really cool, really nice, polite person. I really like Joey.
You're giving me some confidence because I don't know him all that well. He's like a friend of my friends, right? So I should reach out.
I'll introduce you to.
That'd be awesome. And like Abe, of course, my good friend Abe Duque knows him real well from the beginning, right back in the early days in the rave scene in New York and the, like Limelight and everything like that. So yeah. Let's try to let's do it. Let's get let's try to get Joey Beltram on, and maybe he'll give us the secret of the Energy Flash sound. That'd be fun.
Oh yes, but let's carry on with this track.
Carry on.
Let's do this.
What are we missing?
I think a vocal hook would be good, you know.
A vocal hook. All right, we could try.
Just one word. Do you think? Let's think of anything right now.
Anything.
Ask the people. Guys, give me a good one word vocal that sounds good. That we can use a few times. Come on, tell us.
Someone, I don't think this is what an answer because this was already there, but someone said accelerate.
Dance, definitely not dance.
No.
A passion reset, yeah. Accelerate. You know what? Accelerate is good. Although I had a track. I had a track that's sped up and I called it accelerate. But
maybe two words and alternate them.
Energy is too generic.
Right.
Elevate is good,
it's
but has
also
been done
so many times, right? There's only
urgent. Yeah.
Well, I mean, what is this?
Reconnect is good. Reconnect is good.
Okay. Can I even record a vocal, or should we use AI?
Let's use AI. Let's you know.
So I forget what's a good AI voice.
Or instead of reconnect, let's just say connect. I think it's easier, and it'll work better.
Or something. We used this one once. Let's see. I'm like showing off my my Google accounts to everybody right now. Let's see if that works. Create audio. Select your audio. All right. Standard. I don't want to pay.
Passion, not fashion. I like that.
Yeah. Do we want a female voice or a male voice?
Prepare to energize. Oh yes,
That's
Torch song.
Torch song. What was his name again? The guy, that producer. William Orbit.
Yes,
that's a Torch song guy. Yeah.
Let's do it. Let's do that. Prepare to energize.
Seriously?
Why not?
It's not
yeah, why not?
I mean, it's
whatever.
It's such a cliche, but who cares, right?
Prepare to energize sounds cool. We're just gonna use it maybe 3 to 4
These
times
are all
and the entire track.
Voices. I need to like. Does this not have audio? Like we should be able to hear this now. All right, I'm gonna let's try Charles. You really want to do prepare to energize?
Yeah, whatever. Let's see. Let's see how. Let's see.
I'm thinking like I'm in my head. I want to hear something that's more rhythmic that fits with the beat better. And this has got so many syllables.
Then connect.
I mean, but let's at least see what it sounds like, right?
Yeah.
Prepare to energize.
No, that is not the voice. Let's hear what James sounds like. This is going to take a minute, Christian.
Prepare to energize.
These are the worst voices ever. maybe we should just say it.
I do my own vocals in all of my tracks. I always record them.
We don't need AI. I have a microphone.
Okay, let's do it.
If you had a good microphone in front of you, I'd say you should do it. To put you on the spot because you're my guest, but
I do, but it's not connected. I don't have my sound card.
Yeah,
connected.
We didn't plan for this, guys. This is totally off the cuff here. All right, so I'm gonna sound doubled now. Hello, check 1 2. Hello. All right, that's okay. It's also like pretty hot coming in because it's compressed already. So am I gonna do like prepare to energize or something? How do you usually? I'm getting nervous. Like I do a live stream every week in front of the public, and here I am getting nervous about doing a vocal.
What about just energize? Energize.
Okay. So I'm just going to say energize a few different times, and we'll pick one, and we'll put effects on it, and it'll sound cool, maybe. All right.
Sounds good.
Do I want to hear it with the music? Energize. 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 Like one of those should be okay, right?
I think the first one. Yeah.
All right. Dude. It's kind of cheesy. It's a little cheesy, right?
Hey, let's wait and see. You know, you're gonna pitch it down and we're just gonna have it once in a while, you know?
Energize. Energize. All right. Energize. Energize. Let's get this edited. Looks like that's where the transient is. I'll make that the first beat. Energize. Energize.
Somebody's asking
Energize.
why not fire to fire?
Energize. Fire to fire. Energize. Body
That
to
was my
body. Energize.
That was my last single.
Energize. Energize. Better. Energize. Pitch shifting. Energize. It already. Why are the vocals pitched down so low, Christian? What was that track? The minimal track.
Because
Techno vocals.
Otherwise, it's not techno.
This is the way we make techno. Energize. Energize.
It's too low.
Well, it's too dark. It needs to be EQ'd and stuff, and
compress as well.
I also want to. I think I want to have it in between the hits. What do you think?
This is good, but just keep in mind, we're just gonna put this word in 3 to 4 times, and the entire track. Exactly.
Let's find like a.
It sounds good. It just needs to.
It needs to be brighter and processed.
Exactly.
We need like.
Yes.
I wonder if a little distortion would help.
Energize.
Somebody said a little vocoder, maybe. I'm not against vocoder. I like vocoder.
Energize.
Oh yeah.
Energize.
Really harsh S. This was not the best mic to do this with. I would have usually picked like a nicer, cleaner, like condenser mic. This is like a broadcast dynamic mic that's over compressed right now. But who cares?
It's fine.
It's techno.
It's techno, exactly. It's like, let's not overcomplicate, overthink
it. Let's do spectral resonator, actually. That's kind of like vocoder.
Energize.
Now it's robots.
Energize.
That's good. But it's not. It takes.
Energize.
You don't understand the word that easily.
Energize.
Okay.
Energize.
Just to give it atmosphere.
Energize.
Not to like totally.
Energize.
All right. It's an idea. I don't like the S. We got to fix the S.
Can you try vocoder?
Sure. I mean, it's going to kind of do the same thing.
I know, but it's going to sound different.
All right. Here we are bickering again. We can do the noisy one, we can do the pitch tracking one, or I can send it a synth through the
robot voice.
What? All right, that's not good, is it?
No.
We need to use the external.
Very flimsy.
Yeah, it's going to take us a while to get this. Just to warn everybody, this is where it gets tricky and finicky. But yeah.
But tell you what, instead, and for the sake of everybody else watching this, let's not get stuck on this energized sample.
Okay, you want to move on to the next thing?
People can check out the track when it comes out.
Right.
We're gonna release this. We're gonna release
this. We'll fix this. I think. Exactly. But the idea is good, right?
Yeah. Yes.
I still feel like energize is a little bit generic, but it works. So I'm not gonna fight against it. Like, let's roll with it. We'll make it sound really cool. We'll add some effects. We'll get the timing of it just right, and it should work. I mean, come on. We make tracks that that just say move.
and to be honest, the word energize fits with the rave sound.
Right. It fits the vibe of the track. So even if it's not the most unique new thing you've ever heard, it's effective and it works.
Yes,
so I'm not gonna fight you on that one. All right, but yes, let's not get stuck here. So we've got a vocal idea. Thanks to everybody who gave us some suggestions. That was fun. And then let's think about what else we might want to add to this.
I say we start arranging.
We got a suggestion that we should just use the word generic. Let's just put the...
No.
It's a joke, Christian. It's a joke.
Okay, I didn't see that. Who knows, I'm like, no, please. Disposable.
What else do we need? I mean, sometimes I wonder, like, if I'm struggling that hard to think of another element, there's two ways I'll go about it. One is I'll just start arranging it, and then when I get into that point in the arrangement, it'll be more clear what's missing.
Let's do that. I think that's the way we need to go.
Or it's you're done, right? You don't need to add any more, and you just arrange it, and then that's it, right? And we fix the vocal, and we make the arrangement, and then, I mean, probably we want to add like some noises and transitional effects. We could do some automation, and that all happens in the arrangement, right?
The key for this track is automation.
Absolutely.
Automating what we already have. We have enough parts. It's not many parts, but it's enough.
We don't need that many.
Yeah, exactly.
I've been plugging my Making Techno online course like over and over again on the stream, and I'm running the class right now, and there's just 2 people in it. But that's exactly what we're doing. Like in the last class, it was like building up a beat with like 1 synth or 1 loop with effects, and then working on changing the sounds, right? So you establish the groove, like it's got the energy and the vibe, it's danceable, and then instead of just adding more layers to it, you have like one thing that you focus on, and then you manipulate that. You automate, you map MIDI controllers to it, you try to play with the sounds or effects. So that's kind of where we're at, right?
Totally. And you don't need many channels. I mean, like it's funny. I'm friends with this, I should say, one of my colleagues, he's quite known in the more commercial sound. He told me that he uses around 120 channels in his peak time tracks. 120 channels.
There's
in
a
a
lot
melodic
of
technology.
layering.
It's
a lot of layering, a lot of individual little pieces that happen at different times.
And then in techno, like in real techno, in peak, in raw techno, you have tracks. There are some tracks that have like 4 channels, and you just have 1 filter opening, closing. That's it. And guess what? It does the job. So it really depends what you're out for. But the key is to have a good hook and to work with it. And the most important thing is in the arrangement to keep things dynamic and constantly change things. So let's get started with that. I think we have enough parts.
Well, we could just get started because we've got about 10 to 12 minutes left.
That's cool.
Let's just start throwing some. Let's figure out what do we want to start with. Like,
what else do we have? And we should give it a little bit more. We shouldn't
start with the bass, maybe.
I would say let's put in a lot of things from the very beginning, but filter down, and then we can filter them out.
So we already have to get into the automation from the beginning. Yeah.
Yeah, in a track like this. Yeah, not the open hi-hat though. That we wait.
But not the open hi-hat. But
no. Yes.
You want to start with the lead, the synth, but filter down?
Yes. Filter down. And
but no clap, right?
No clap, exactly. But the bass, yes. The bass line.
Interesting. It's sort of counterintuitive, but yeah, sometimes it makes sense to just start right away.
But that's the thing, John. What I said earlier. I want this track to be like 4 minutes, 4:30. It's enough,
And we might do something like
exactly.
High pass the kick.
Yes.
All right. So should we start with that little rim shot?
I have a question on the off. What sound do we have on the off besides the open hi-hat? Do we have any other percussion?
Like extra hi-hats?
Yeah, do we have or not really? I
there's
forgot.
the shakers. There's 3 different shaker layers.
Okay, then fine. Shakers, yeah.
The live sounding.
Okay.
Those have all been going on this whole time. That's good. It's dry, but still groovy. Maybe this should be filtered. What do you think? Or we do it in here. It's a little better because it's before the saturator. Adds to this. I like the sub of that. It goes with the bass. Are we good? What do you feel? Give me some guidance about is that good to start with? I can't hear you anymore. Your audio is missing. What happened?
Sorry, I muted myself by accident. But no, but we are ready. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, we're good to go. So let's see.
All right. So usually we just build. Christian and I usually arrange like from the start. We're not doing like a whole big subtractive thing, but we've done that.
Yes.
We'll just decide like, okay, I want this to go this many bars, and then what happens next, right? Linear arranging,
Yes.
pretty typical.
Yes. I would say we put in the shaker. Coming up in one measure. 1, 2, 3, 4. Drop out a kick before that as well.
We'll do that later.
Okay.
So, like right now we're kind of recording live. What do you hear coming in next?
More shakers.
And I'll fix the timing of that when we stop.
Yes. And then the clap. And then we start opening the
filter.
The filter. The filter, exactly.
Okay. So there I can't do that. I don't have MIDI controllers set up to, or I mean I could do automate it just with the trackpad or whatever, but let's start actually working in the timeline now. So we've got maybe this one should also filter. This one doesn't have any effects or anything on it yet. We'll put a little reverb or something on it.
Okay. Yes. Nice. But no.
No?
It's too little. We need to give more. This track, like I said before, we need to move fast and dynamic.
Okay.
Because if you do it all very smooth and slow, the track's gonna be 6-7 minutes.
I hear that.
All
right, so here.
Because DJs that play this kind of music, they mix maximum 30 seconds, 45 seconds, and then the track is in full, and then mix it out after 2 minutes. So you gotta get to the point fast. No.
You don't want to do the filter and kick thing?
We can do it that what you just did later.
Okay. So do you feel like something should, if we're going to start that quickly, do we want to have something coming in at bar 9 already?
Yes. No problem.
Maybe we'll do a kick drum dropout somewhere. Maybe right before the clap.
Can do? John, before the second, put an effect on the boom on the stab, like a delay.
What, on the filtered one?
Yes.
This one?
No, the drum sound. Dun, 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 dun.
This one?
That one.
See, do I have a reverb already that's suitable?
Not reverb. I would say delay. Or both. But do it and drop out the kick at the same time.
Yeah.
That's basic stuff, right? It's like, for us at least, no?
Just gonna make let's do it like this. I think that should work. We could go on another hour doing this, Christian. It's almost 1 o'clock.
Well, in 1 hour the track is finished.
Pretty much. So something like that.
Yes, exactly.
So right before the clap, or this?
Yes, right before that. Drop out a kick and.
So straightforward, but it's gonna work just fine.
Yeah, but you know what?
I'm like losing my mouse skills somehow. There we go. They weren't working for a second. A little bit less.
I like that, but it's subtle things like this that make a world of a difference, and they keep a
Absolutely.
track dynamic. You know, it's
I'm good with that.
yes. We can slow. Where are we at?
We're
30
still in
seconds
the
now.
first half a minute, 30 seconds.
Okay, start fading up. Start fading up the rave sound. Slowly though. Oh, John. Wait,
Yeah.
we forgot.
What did we forget?
The drum loop. The drum loop, John. The one that adds a lot of energy.
We've been listening. Okay.
That needs. Oh yeah, that needs to come in. Not in the very beginning. We add that a little bit later after the clap.
But it's good there.
That's true too.
No, but just that
That's
level.
true. Okay, fine.
It adds to the rolling feel. Where is that? That's. Oh, it's not even in the arrangement yet. I have to actually put it in there. There it is. This is a good start.
Yes.
So after the clap, sometime later, we'll
I
start
would say-
filtering up the loop.
Yes, and I would say you filter up the drum loop at the same time as the synth.
Like here?
Yes, but don't drop at a kick.
No?
No.
Not a break yet?
No.
Hey, I thought you wanted to move along quickly.
You know, but like this.
Where is the damn loop? There.
Okay. Good.
All right.
Nope.
Not yet.
Nope. Yeah.
Should be adding more layers of energy, right?
John. No. On the contrary, what we do is you peak the synth a little bit higher, and
go
then
back
at this,
down.
and then you drop it and you put it in an open higher. Because it'll add energy, and the synth will go down. It's just gonna keep on riding, right?
Okay. That's a cool idea. But you know what? We're going to have to save that for another time
Okay.
because we are
Time
out of
is over.
time. Yeah. This
Yes.
was really fun. Time flew by so quickly. And,
I know.
You know, we're overdue in having some longer, you know, sessions and finishing some new tracks to put out. So let's do that again soon. And then, you know, maybe in a little while, once we get some stuff done, you can come back and we can catch everybody up on what we've been doing. That'd be good.
Yeah, sure. Whatever. And I also wouldn't mind doing a track from the very beginning to the very end.
Like a whole long stream?
Yeah,
Like just the
whatever.
whole and not worry about like entertaining everybody, just be online making a track.
Yeah, not entertaining, but like we can communicate with them at the same time.
Right.
And this is something people can look back to in the future if they want to. If they want to, you know, yeah.
I know we've talked about doing that before. We just have to get our schedules to line up and figure out how, you know, what platform we're going to do it through, and you know, whether it's a 343 Lab or a Tronic thing or a collaboration. And yeah, we'll promote it ahead of time and you know.
Yeah. Let's do that.
Okay,
I'm completely
awesome.
up for that. And you know, and we work reasonably fast. A track of this nature.
Oh yeah.
From beginning to end, if you work fast,
Not
3
going to take
hours.
too long. Yeah.
4 hours max.
Right.
Max.
I mean,
But
is that
of
something,
course-
all you guys watching out there, is that something you'd be interested in
Yeah, let us know.
in seeing, right? That would be kind of fun.
And because
Kind of a master class, so to speak.
well, because I think it's cool when people can see how we choose our sounds,
Mm-hmm.
and then how we design the sounds, and then later how we use the sounds and arrange it and get to the finished product.
Exactly. I think that that's definitely in the cards. Let's make that. We talked about it last year. Let's make it happen in 2024.
Okay.
Very good. Well, thanks once again, Christian.
Thanks for having me.
I know you've got to get off and get back to your family and get on with your day, as do I. I've got a class to teach in a little while with Kevin McHugh. He and I are kind of teaming up on our finishing music workshop here at 343 Labs. And once again, everybody, if you want to know more about what we're doing here at 343 Labs, you know where to look in the description below. And then one last shout out about the feedback session coming up February 10th with Lenny D. Hard techno, hardcore, ravey, banging stuff, all of Christian's favorite music. And it's like, think of it as a challenge if it's not your usual style, but if it's something you're really serious about, we haven't featured too much of that on the show. So I thought it would be cool to do that, especially with someone like Lenny D, the legend of hardcore in New York. It'd be great to have him check out your music. So you need to join the 343 Labs Discord and go to the Selway feedback channel to post your submission there and find out more details about how it works and everything. So that's it for now. Thanks again to Christian. Thanks everybody watching. Have a really great weekend. We'll see you next week. Adios.
Bye.